Let me know when.
So actually, first we'll go to the Quran to confirm. So in Quran, in the 5:23, it says, "Said two men from those who feared to disobey, upon whom Allah had bestowed favor, enter upon them through the gate, for when you have entered it, you will be predominant. Upon Allah rely if you should be believers." So now it doesn't say any names, but we need to know who these two men were. We can go to the tafsirs and see what the scholars say.
Wait, slow down,
Okay.
slow down. So, slow down.
Okay.
So, it was just a waste of time saying, let's go to the evidence of the Quran. The Quran doesn't give you a name.
Okay.
So, you should have skipped that and saying it doesn't say anything in the Quran.
Okay.
Quran doesn't help you.
We go to
So,
the tafsirs.
Look.
Unless you're rejecting your scholars.
Wait.
Unless you're rejecting your scholars.
Wait, tafsir, right?
Yes.
Before you go into the tafsir,
Yes.
of course you have no problem.
Okay.
Do you have a problem when the name Yeshua or Yahushua is translated into Isos? Is it the same name? Does it sound the same?
Into what?
Into Isos.
Esos.
Does it sound the same? Yahushua on Yeshua and Isos. Does it sound the same? Is it morphologically, etymologically the same?
What's Esos?
In Greek.
Yes.
When the New Testament... Let me rephrase my question. Let me rephrase my question.
The Greek do not have the same...
Wait. When the New Testament writers refers to Christ as Isos, is the name etymologically same as Yahushua or Yeshua?
It's different because you have different letters in the Greek alphabet.
So now it's a different name altogether.
Okay.
Are you happy with the New Testament writers
Yes.
calling Jesus with a totally different name than the name Jesus would have had in Hebrew?
Because it's going by the Greek pronunciation.
Excuse me, let me ask you again. Are you happy
Yes.
with the New Testament writers
Yes, I am.
naming Christ with a totally different way of writing?
Translated into a different
Good,
that doesn't have the same
good.
character.
So now if someone says the Christ's name is Washwasha, and that's in the language of Ugandu, right? You wouldn't have a problem with that. Why? Because in Ugandu, Washwasha is a name for Christ. Would you have a problem with that? You would not have a problem with that. In fact, doesn't matter what language and what name people give to Christ, you, in principle, would not have a problem with that, would you? The answer is, of course not, to be consistent. Now, but is the New Testament writers consistent? Remember when they translated the name of God, which you don't even know how to pronounce it. Wait, no, it's important.
It's a different subject.
No, it's not.
Because we have,
it's not.
Allow me to information.
No, allow me to continue on this point. It's very, very relevant and important.
All right.
We know that New Testament writers are very bad in their writings about names of people.
Okay.
Translating and transforming and transliterating.
Okay.
When they not transform, or translated, excuse me, I'll tell you.
Let him answer.
The name that God gave to Moses about himself, his name, what was it? What was the name God gave to Moses according to the Old Testament?
You tell me.
He didn't speak English. What language did Moses speak to God?
You are too rude, man.
Yahya. Good. Did the New Testament writer use that name, Yahya, refer to the name of God? Did they? Or did they change the name altogether to something totally different like Kurios?
Okay, and what's your point?
I'm asking you, when you talk about names, you talk about, what's the original names?
Yes.
Now we have
Yes.
certain people who are guilty, like the New Testament writers,
Okay.
totally
Okay.
not employing the name that was the original name.
Okay.
The original name you're telling me is Yahya, Yahya, what God gave to Moses. But when Christ mentions about the name of God, did he pronounce this name, mention this name? Did the New Testament write this name even once? Once in the entirety of the New Testament?
Okay.
And the answer is?
How do you know that the name was the real name also?
Answer that first.
No.
How do you know
So
that
now-
the name was the real name?
He's made a complaint two different things, because now we have established what the name of Moses' companion was.
Are you answering my question first? Answer this first and go back to your companion of Moses. Did the New Testament writer even once mention 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤, 𝐤𝐤𝐤 by that name without changing to a different name like 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤 or 𝐤𝐿𝐤𝐤, a name, or something like 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤, whatever, 𝐻𝑟𝑖os? Did they use this name, or were they guilty? So they were guilty of transforming the name to something else.
So now he said they were guilty.
Game over.
Wait.
Game over.
Now listen to this.
Yeah, end of discussion.
Okay, listen to this. Now he's accused.
Yeah.
He's brought the integrity of
Do you know what I said?
writers of the gospel into question. But this is the thing. Let's go to what your Islamic literature says.
No, answer the question
Your
first.
authentic
Wait.
hadith. We can confirm
Answer why.
It doesn't matter.
The name of God
Now listen.
is totally mutilated in the New Testament.
Okay,
Answer that question.
Go with his point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mutilated it.
Yes.
Now he's trying to say
Go ahead.
that question brings into question the integrity of the writers about the name of Yeshua.
Clearly.
But now we can go to your authentic.
No, answer
hadith
your.
to find.
You see what he's doing? He's going to run to my Islamic literature to save
He
him.
want evidence.
Look, I am asking you, paperboy, why did the New Testament writers mutilate the name of God in the New Testament? You need to answer that because you are not consistent.
We are talking about the name.
And you claim that Islam gave a different name to Isa?
We're not talking about the name of Yahweh. The debate is on.
The game is over. The game is over. You know why? Your game is over.
It's called a red herring.
It's all red herring.
Were we debating the name of
Do you know
Jesus?
consistency?
Were we debating?
Consistency.
Were we debating the name of?
Consistency.
Were we debating the name of Yahweh?
We were debating about names.
When I bring evidence,
So the evidence. Paperboy.
Okay. Let's see this. We can go to your authentic hadith.
Yeah, go to that. It's not going to help you.
Now,
Because your New Testament writer failed to know
No.
the name of
Okay.
God that was actually the
it
real
says,
name.
in your authentic hadith, it says the companion of Moses, his name was Yusha bin Nun. Now, if
Yusha.
it should actually be Yashu.
Hang on. Yusha?
Yes,
Is that how it's spelled in Arabic?
it should be Yashu.
No. How is it spelled in Arabic?
How is it spelled in Arabic?
Yeah.
It should be.
No. The evidence that you provided.
How is Yashu?
Don't give me the English
how
translation.
is
Give me the Arabic.
How is it spelled in Arabic?
Yeah.
It should be Yod Sin
No, Arabic does not have any yod.
or or whatever. Yod Sin Vav and
What?
Vav Wav.
There's
or
no
whatever.
there's no verb in Arabic.
And then
So clearly you're now transferring your little Hebrew knowledge to Arabic language. It's not going to help.
I can bring it up to you.
Wait.
That's fine.
So now, when it comes to
we'll get to the same point.
Paperboy, listen.
Okay.
You have now a question
Do you
about.
agree? That is the Arabic.
Listen. Do you agree?
Do you read Arabic?
Excuse me. Listen. Do you agree? Do you agree?
Can you
Oh,
read?
look.
Okay.
Because you debate him.
Yeah. No. I'm just asking you.
No.
Do you read Arabic? Do you want to read the name?
Be consistent,
Okay.
Paperboy. Now, the name of
Yes.
Abraham
Yes.
is in the
It's by
Greek.
the consonants.
Wait, in the
Yes.
Greek. What is it in the Greek from the Hebrew? Abraham?
You tell me.
Do you not even know?
No.
Do you know? Oh, you don't know. So what do you know then?
Okay. So tell me. What is your point?
Right.
What's your
so,
point? What's
so,
your point?
so the name Abraham
Yes.
is. Do you have interlinear?
Abraham doesn't with Isa, bro.
Do you have interlinear? Where Jesus says, "Before Abraham was, I am." Yes. Open it up. I will show you.
Isa, though.
Open it up and let's examine this passage, and you will see the name Abraham hasn't changed into Tunka. It's retained as Abrahamov or something along this nature. Can you open up this Greek interlinear?
We're going on
Wait,
a
no,
tangent.
not on a tangent. I'm going to show you how your name game goes against you.
We're talking
No,
about.
Name
slow down.
Isa, not Abraham.
Excuse me.
Wait,
Open up interlinear.
We've gone to the Greek.
Come on, version.
Open up.
Listen.
Open up.
Because you're going on red
Okay,
herring.
I will do that for you.
You're going on
Okay,
red.
hang on.
You're going on
Slow down.
tangents.
Okay, I will do
We're
interlinear.
saying what was the name
Excuse me.
of Jesus in Hebrew?
Interlinear. So
That was the
before,
issue.
are you going to do that or not? Before,
We're asking what was his Hebrew
excuse
name.
me, Abraham was.
We now
This is
have
discussion.
his name in Greek.
Slow down. I'm not listening. I'm going to search.
Everyone
Interlinear.
else is listening.
Okay,
we
debate them.
we
I'm
have
going to
the
go home
name
then.
Of Jesus in Greek. We also have the name of the prophet of the companion of Moses in Greek. They
Interlinear.
both had the same original name as Yeshua.
Listen, We will show you how inconsistent the Christians are.
To find out what his name was in the Islamic literature. His name was Yusha.
Okay,
so
here
if
is.
Jesus had the same name, and we talked about source
look.
primacy,
Game over only. Look
he
here.
should have the same name.
Now here it is. Okay, look. Let's read it from here. He says what? Prin Abraham
Do you know
Geneste 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤. Now,
you go back to the name of God.
Excuse me.
See, it's another tangent.
I paper boy.
We're
Listen,
talking
listen.
about the name
Are you going
of
to interrupt?
Jesus.
Let me finish.
You're going
So
on
now,
a tangent.
wait.
The debate is not about the name of God.
Listen.
The debate was about the
Paper
name
boy,
of Isa.
paper boy, listen, you learn. So now we're talking about names. No, hang on, names. So now you have now the Greek writers, the Greek, excuse me, paper boy, are you listening? The Greek writers are mentioning names that are in the Hebrew.
Okay.
So they said what? Prin Abraham. In Greek, look at that. Can you see that? Alpha, beta, rho, yeah? Can you read that? Mu, all the letters are there. So the name Abraham is Abraham. Did it change into 𝐸𝐤𝐞𝐝? It didn't change into 𝐸𝐤𝐞𝐝. So what we expect is the name should be retained even in whatever language is translated. Let me finish. Hang on. I haven't finished. I haven't finished. I have not finished. I have not finished. But I have not finished though. Good. So now what we're establishing is this. When we have a name, we should try to mention this name as closely as possible in the language that we're using in, whether it's English, Chinese, whatever. So if the name is Abraham, if you have a difficulty in saying Abraham, you say Avraham. I don't have a problem with that, but still Abraham. So the name from Hebrew Abraham, in Greek Abraham, English Abraham. Across the three languages, it's very, very similar, if not the same. Good. The name of Christ in the Hebrew, if it was Yahushua, in Greek it should be Yahushua, in English it would be Yahushua, isn't it? But we don't find this. Secondly, secondly, the name of God. The name of God is Yahya Yashar Yahya. We should find this name according to the Bible, right? According to Moses. We should find this name Yahya Yashar Yahya even in the Greek. But look at the Greek. Before Abraham was I am. Because Christians dance around, jump around by saying we have the name of God, I am. But here, let me finish.
Are we debating the name of God?
Listen,
you made,
I have not finished.
He's made his point.
30 more seconds.
He's made his point.
30 more seconds. So now here, 30 more seconds.
Red herring.
30 more seconds.
Red herring.
So now you have now, before Abraham was, he says, 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤. Does it sound like Yahya Yashar Yahya?
It doesn't sound like Allah.
Does it sound like Yahya?
Okay. Now, Mansur has made a fallacious point.
Excuse
the
me.
reason why we have differences
Case
is
closed.
because in the Greek, for example, in Yeshua, you have the letter Shin. In Greek, you do not have the letter Shin. So they can't pronounce that letter they don't have. That's why
What do they have?
I'm going to show everyone.
Yeah. If it doesn't have Shin, what do they have close enough?
Okay. Again, guys, this is Yeshua. There is no Shin, no Y,
So
no Jin.
So the closest one they have is what?
He said they have to make it the closest translation. That is what the Greek did because they don't have the letter Shin. So they can't make the name Yeshua.
Exactly.
So it has to go to Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes.
Why Sus at the S at the end?
Because that's how.
Why another sigma? Is it sigma at the end? Why?
Okay.
Are you saying Yeshua
Yes.
and Jesus? You needed Jesus?
Okay.
Why?
Now this is how the
Wait.
scholars
Excuse me.
have agreed. This is the closest
No.
translation.
I want to
to
ask you
what
this
it is.
question.
Now, no.
Is it
No,
possible?
no.
Excuse me.
First
Is
of
it
all-
possible for the
first
Greek
of all-
writers to say Yesu? Possible. Why did they say Jesus with a S at the end?
Now, this is the thing. regardless what he's saying, it's
Mutilate the name as you
red
wish.
heaven. Why? Because we know what the name of Jesus was in Hebrew.
And the Greek writers
Even
mutilated
even
it.
if the Hebrew writers mutilated it, it doesn't make
The
it
Greek writers
has no
did.
bearing because we know what the original name was.
No, you
So
don't.
Even if they
You don't.
mutilated
You don't.
his name, according to scholars,
No, you don't.
so
You don't.
Okay.
Do you know how the name of God is
wait.
pronounced
Okay.
that was given to Moses?
Now listen to this.
Do you know?
Okay.
You know what? The most
wait.
closest thing
Listen
that
to
you
this.
have about God is His name. We call upon God by His name, right?
He's saying.
Do they know how to pronounce the name of God?
He's saying
They don't.
that this is not close to the Hebrew name. But when
Do
we
you
see,
call upon God?
When we see the
How do you
companion
pronounce His name?
of
You haven't got a
Moses
clue.
translated
No, Allah.
into Greek,
You haven't got a
it's
clue
the
how to
same
pronounce it.
No,
as
Allah, Mansur.
Jesus. So even if they mutilated both names, they mutilated the same name. So when we go to your Islamic literature, we can go to your
It's not going to help you.
The name
Look,
is
it's not going to help
a
you.
translation of
𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤. Does it sound like
Okay.
Yahya, Yashar,
Okay,
Yahya?
let me ask you this question. What was Jesus' Hebrew name?
Good. Let me answer the question.
Okay.
The Hebrew names, some of the people
Yes.
who say could be Yahushua,
Yes.
it could be Yeshua,
Yes.
right? But I am asking you to be something.
I've asked you a question.
Wait.
Yes, yes,
They're
I-
both, they're
I-
both extant.
I am answering. But
Yes.
I want you to be consistent, like
Yes.
your scholars and your gospel writers to be consistent. 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐤. Does it sound like?
asking a question.
Excuse me.
I've asked
Does
you.
it sound like?
I've asked you a question.
I have answered your question, and
You haven't answered it.
I said,
I said, what is his Hebrew name?
listen. I said,
Yes.
in Hebrew,
Yes.
there are people who are called,
Yes.
and scholars say,
Yes.
Yahushua
Yes.
or Yeshua.
Do you know what the difference between the names are?
I haven't finished.
It's a long form and a
I
short
haven't
form of the same
finished.
name.
I haven't finished.
Okay.
Good.
It's like
Now,
okay.
when we want to transfer this name into a different language like Greek,
Yes.
do I have to make that name, Yahushua, into something like ego? I don't have to. Right. The reason why I'm saying is it's important. New Testament writers had Yahya, Esher, Yahya, the name of God,
We're going
supposedly.
back to the name of
Hang on,
God.
you're interrupting.
Well, I asked you about the
Paperboy, listen. Supposedly the name of God. We're talking about names. Name of your son of God,
Name of God.
name of
You
your
see,
son of
he
God,
can't
and
answer
name
the
of the
question.
father of your
He's
God.
running around.
Wait.
We're talking about the name Isa,
Listen,
not Yahweh.
if you ask-
we are talking about the name
If you are,
Isa.
if you are
Can you answer the
uncomfortable,
question?
if you are uncomfortable to talk about the name of your Father
was not
God,
the debate.
the debate is about
debate
names.
was not about the name
No.
of Yahweh.
So
It was
now-
about the name.
now,
I've asked you
I
what
am-
was the name
I
of
am.
Jesus.
You know what I'm doing? I am asking
Have
you.
you answered the question?
Excuse me.
I asked
Answer
you,
the
what was
question.
Jesus'
Listen.
Hebrew name?
Listen.
Answer.
I am
Simple.
asking you to be a man of integrity and tell
I'm
me.
asking you, as a man of integrity, to answer my question.
I've already-
What was Jesus' Hebrew name?
First of all,
What was Jesus' Hebrew name?
look, there are guesses.
I'm asking you.
I'm
what
telling you,
was Jesus?
guesswork.
Okay, what is the
now,
guesses then?
a guesswork is not an evidence.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go and give my guesswork because.
Can you give me an answer?
Excuse me,
What?
are you listening?
Okay.
If you ask me the name in Hebrew, I will tell you they are guessworks.
Okay, what are the guessworks?
Listen,
Yes.
Which one?
allow me to answer.
Because I've told you about historicity.
Listen,
already.
listen.
Yes.
They are guesswork.
Yes.
People guess his names in Hebrew.
Okay.
I am saying this is not an evidence. It's simply an assumption based on guesswork. So I am not going to give you any assumption based on guesswork.
So do you know more than the scholars?
Listen, I have not finished yet. Are you going to let me finish?
Okay.
Thank you. My counter question to you is this. Let me finish.
You haven't answered my
Let
question.
me-
What was his name?
Excuse me.
What's his name?
I have not
Answer
even
the
finished.
question. What was his
Okay, what's his
name?
name?
Listen.
No, he said he's going to ask me a counter question.
In my answer, you are so obsessed with names.
That's what was my question. What was his name?
Wait.
Then you
Are
can
you
ask me a
are
question.
you obsessed with names that prompted you to have a debate here?
I said I had a
The
question.
answer is yes. You stood here to debate about
Can you
name.
answer my question?
I am talking now,
Simple.
right? I am answering.
What was his name?
The only way you can know the answer is when you
10
listen to
minutes
me.
going around, he won't name his name.
Listen.
What was his Hebrew name?
Listen.
What is his Hebrew
Listen. You are so obsessed with names of Hebrew characters, Hebrew individuals. So I am saying, let's put this in a consistent approach. If we're going to talk about names being translated from Hebrew to
What
Greek,
name?
What name?
names of characters.
What character?
What character?
Who's the character?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Okay, give me the Hebrew name.
The names of Son of God in your belief, and the name
see,
of.
We're talking about
Wait,
He doesn't want to
Isa.
answer.
excuse me. I am answering. The
Do you
name
know-
of.
Has he said what
The
the
name
Hebrew
of. We are discussing about the names in your belief, the names of a Son of God and the name of a Father of God. So why am I consistent? Because you know why I'm consistent? Because I know for sure from reading the New Testament,
Okay.
with the help of the Interlinear Bible in Greek, I have not seen a single example where the name that was given to Moses by God to the Jewish people in their own scripture in Hebrew, which is Yahya Yashar Yahya, closely to this kind of pronunciation, I have not seen this name being transferred in Greek